إن الصلاة كان على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا. The prayer times for the believers have been written at a specific time. In the same way, كتب عليكم الصيام, fasting has been ordained for you, has to do with timing. كتب عليكم القتال, qital, fighting has been written for you. After the permission has been given, now you're able to fight. So the word kutiba shows us that something is fard, but how is it fard? It has to do with timing of the situation. So, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you people who claim to believe, kutiba alaykumus siyam, fasting has been made mandatory upon you. Kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, like it was made mandatory for the people before you. And you can see the act and the ibadah of fasting in Christianity, in Judaism, in Buddhism, in many, even in Hinduism. You will find the act of fasting amongst all the religions. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O you people who believe, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِن قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting has been ordained for you, so you have taqwa. And taqwa is the key that you need to get into the Quran. And by the way, here I want to mention something philosophically very important regarding Sharia law. Law in general, but also including the Sharia. Law is never the end. Law is never the end. Law is always the means to the end. For example, salah. أَقِيمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِ. Salah is the means to the end of being close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to have His dhikr. Siyam, which is made mandatory, is the means to the end, which is what? To get the message of Quran. To understand the message of Quran. To be able to dive deep into the Quran. And so the laws that Quran gives is not the goal. They're always the means. When you're in school, Quran says, for example, or Islam teaches us, don't talk to women or don't interact with them too much. These are all laws that have a certain goal. They want you to go in a certain direction. Now, what is the real essence of the month of Ramadan? The essence of the month of Ramadan is شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. The month of Ramadan is the month in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran. Why? Why did He reveal the Quran? For who did He reveal the Quran? شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. It is guidance. What is huda? Huda is practical guidance. You don't need to know the philosophy of something. You just need to know the rule. Philosophy, generally human beings, we think of something philosophical, so we come to the applied. How do we use something theoretical? And then we come to the application of it. In Islam, it's the opposite. You're given the application first, and from the application you take the hikmah. For example, if you want to know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us Hajj. From Hajj, from the act of Hajj, from the practicality of Hajj, you can extract the hikmah of Hajj. Like how Malcolm X, he was so impressed when he went to Hajj. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the concrete, do this. From that concrete you can extract what is the hikmah. Otherwise, if you don't have the guidance from Allah, you always start theoretically. Human beings should do this, we should do this, we should not have racism, and we should make laws not to have racism. And from the theory you go to the practice. In Islam it's the opposite. We're given the practice, and from the practice the hikmah is ma'khuz. It's taken from there. So the most important thing is what to do. And so Allah says, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. The month of Ramadan is the month in which Allah revealed the Quran. هدى للناس. Huda means practical guidance. Practical guidance is huda. Al-huda is Quran. هدى للناس. How do I practically function? وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى. Huda is, you get guidance is one level of guidance. But then to understand the bayinat. Bayinati min al-huda means the proofs, the reasons. the clarity in why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made something mandatory, or why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us guidance in this direction, is the second level of guidance. That you understand its hikmah. بينات من الهدى. بينات هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. And Furqan is, I don't have the time right now to go into all the different aspects of Al-Furqan, but the specific one I want to mention to you is that when that message becomes internalized, when the message of Quran becomes internalized, then internally you have a Furqan within you. يَجْعَلْ لَهُ فُرْقَانًا. Allah says those people that Allah gives guidance, they have a Furqan within them. Within their heart, Allah gives them when this becomes, the guidance of Quran becomes internalized, they know and they can distinguish between right and wrong from their heart. Because their heart has that taqwa, first of all, which is the prerequisite to understand Quran. And second, they have the guidance of Quran. And from that, they have internalized it to the point when they see something, it immediately tells them this is right or wrong. It's like a sense. You can say a fifth or sixth sense Allah gives to the mu'mineen of sensing what is right and what is wrong. So these are the three levels of guidance. Shahr Ramadan, the month of Ramadan, in which Allah did what? Shahr Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. In the month in which Allah revealed the Quran. Number one level, hudan lin-nas, practical guidance. وَبَيِّنَاتٍ مِنَ الْهُدَى. Then understanding the proofs of that guidance, the reason of that guidance. And then, wal-Furqan, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the Furqan. He gives you the criteria internally to know what is right and what's wrong. This is the purpose of month of Ramadan. You want to know how to be successful? For that you need guidance. The biggest book for success is the Quran. And that's what Quran starts with. أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَىٰ هُدًى مِّن رَبِّهِمْ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. These are the people who are in guidance from their Lord, and these are the people that are successful. And so here I want to mention one hadith from Abu Bakr, one hadith from Umar, one hadith from Uthman, one hadith from Ali radiallahu anhum ajma'in about the relationship, the importance of Quran. And then I will mention something about Quran and Ramadan. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he says that whoever has Quran and he thinks someone else has something better than him, فَقَدْ ضَلَّ ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا, he's gone astray. How can you have the Quran in your hand, the word of Allah in your hand, the guidance of Quran in your hand, and think someone has something else better than you? It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. Everything is a dazzling exterior. Zinat al-hayat al-dunya. It's all just glitter and glamour. It's all fluff with no substance. It's all a deception with nothing real in it, except what is given in the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says, so Umar radiallahu anhu says in Sahih Muslim, he says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَرْفَعُ بِهَذِهِ أَقْوَامًا وَيَدْعُو بِهِ آخَرِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will raise the nations because of this Quran, and He will throw down the nations because of this Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْدِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْدِ. Do you believe in part of the book? In Ramadan, you can't be just a Ramadan Muslim. If you're going to study the Quran, then you have to be يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أُدْخُلُوا فِي السِّلْمِ كَافَةً. All you people who believe, enter into Islam completely. And on the other side, if you don't do that, أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْدِ الْكِتَابِ, do you believe in part of our book? وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْدِ, and you reject the other part? فَمَا جَزَاءُ مَنْ يَفْعَلُ ذَلِكَ مِنْكُمْ إِلَّا خِزْيٌ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Then what can be the reward of the people that take to this attitude except they put into extreme humiliation in this